Hello YouTube, this is Undead93 with another deck profile. This is on my other Angel Beats deck, which is basically a Yuri deck. So, I'll get to way. Well, I'll explain the main focus of this deck. The main focus is around salvaging cards from your waiting room back to your hand, and basically going from there. Basically, hey, if you need a card, basically there's going to be something in your waiting room that you're going to need. Yes, get that. So we have two of our level 0 Suiciders. It's really good. And also, one thing that's great is that she doesn't allow your opponent to side attack. So even in late game, if she's on the field, your opponent can just side attack to get more damage. So it has to directly kill her. So she's a really good suicide, in my opinion. Then we have our 3/5 attackers. When she's played, I reveal the top card of my deck, and if it is not a death character, which the chances of are like a 1 in 5 chance of happening. So yeah, so there's that. But usually, from what I've seen from playing a lot of this, is it usually doesn't happen, but there are those odd chances that does happen. But she's also a very big beater, so especially at level 0. Then we have our my 3 Resolve Conflict Yuris. She's my global 500, and then when a character becomes reversed, I choose another character, and they get 500. So basically, I can basically, if I have a field and I have like one character who's not big enough and other characters who are going to die, I can just beat those characters into somebody and have that character get boosted enough to get over somebody. Then we have our 2. Well, there are some characters who are not European here, like my Hanada, who is my 2/5 Encore. So one thing is that in this deck is that basically my hand is I basically use my hand basically the way he has a hand encore. So basically, like early game, I can just cycle out cards I don't need and keep them on the board. Then we have our 4 of Conflicted Otanashi. Basically, he has a really fun effect. It's basically when he attacks, I can choose 2 characters in my waiting room, plop them back into my deck, shuffle, and he gets plus 2k. So basically, he's like, hey, look, I'm going to attack. I'm going to throw 2 people back in, and it was like, because there's a lot of cards that you want in your waiting room, and there's cards you don't want in your waiting room, which is good. Most times, I just send more characters with triggers back into the deck, so I can do more damage, or things that I need in the deck. They have 2 skilled martial artist Sheenas, which she has an interesting effect. Is when an act ability is activated, or when I use an act ability, she has plus 15k, or not 15k, she has plus 1/5. So she becomes a 6/5 beater, which is pretty good because I can use her in tandem with the Brainstormer and basically have a big beater for the turn. Then we have 3 of our Brainstormers. Basically, she's pay 1, reveal top 4, and for each climax I reveal, I take a character from my waiting room, add to hand, and then I discard a card. So basically, she lets me get cards back from my waiting room, which is really good. So I said that this deck basically lets me loop my graveyard continuously. Then we have our assist, which is Operator Usa, which what she does is the characters in front of her get plus a level and plus 500, which she's interesting if you're I just like that she gets levels, because early game she can really hurt your opponent if they're trying to side attack. Then we have our 1/5 backup, which is on backup, it gives 1500. But when I use this card's back ability and I have 2 or more characters, which most likely there will always be 2 or more characters on the field, so this effect will always go off. I choose a character and it gets 500 times its level. So basically, I can boost someone up really well. Also, this card gets looped a lot to my hand since it's considered a character card. Then we have 4 Operation Tornadoes, which are really good because they have no cost. Basically, I pay this, I brainstorm, so I reveal 3 cards from the top of my deck, and depending on the amount of death characters I revealed, I can choose a character from my waiting room equal to the amount of death, or equal in level to the amount of death characters that I milled. So if I milled like 2 death characters in a climax, I'll get a level 2 death character or lower to my hand. So basically it lets me deck thin, but also get a card back from my waiting room. There's only been like twice whenever I played this where this has gone off. That's mainly milling like another version of itself, and like, yeah, it was like, I think it was a version of itself in like 2 climaxes. Then we have our last level 1, which is United Battlefront Sonata and Yuri. Basically, what she does is I play her. I basically burn for 1 from my hand. She lets me salvage character back from my waiting room back. Basically, I can play her if I know I have like right materials in my hand. Play her, get rid of something from my hand, which would probably be like one of my grade 3s or level 3s. And then shenanigans happen. At the end of the level 1 game, then we have our level 2 game. We have our 2/1 changers. Basically, what she does at the beginning of the Encore step, this character's at rest. I can pay 1, ditch 1 from my hand, and throw her into the memory. If I do, I choose the level 3, put her onto the field. So she's really good because either I can just side attack and get her effect. I can, if I know I can get over something, I can also do that. So basically, she's on the field and I'm at level 2. Basically, and I have enough stock and enough hand advantage. Well, most times I will make sure to go into the level 3, because going to level 3 at level 2 is a very, very easy way to build advantage, because it makes it so that your opponent has to spend more resources to kill your things. Then we have our 2/2 Godfather Yuri's. She's like a pseudo boss monster in the deck. Basically, she's good late game level 2. Also good at level 3 when I'm attacking, because basically she gets 1,000 for each other character that attacks. So basically, when it's her turn to bat, so to say, she's a 10/5 attacker basically, without counting like assists and everything. She's really good for level 2. Then we have our level 2 backup, which is highly skilled China, which in my opinion is like the best backup in the deck. Basically, she has a 2/5 backup, or 2/5 backup. When she's used for a backup, and I can pay 2 and basically refresh for free, which is really good, especially late game, where if you're like about to just take damage from refresh, you just, hey look, refresh for free, or well, pay 2, refresh for free without the burn damage. Then we have our level 3s. We have our 3/3 or 3/2 change target. When she's brought out through change or by brought out to the field, she heals for 1, and when her climax is used, which is after the battle, I pay the cost. I choose a character in my waiting room, add to hand, and I give her plus 3k power. The pay 1 as well, but it's not that bad. But she is a card that lets me generate a lot of damage because she heals, but she's able to be brought up level 2. We have 2 of our Yuri Nakamura, which when she's placed onto the field, I dropped 2 cards and I put a card from my hand into the waiting room. So basically, I go +1. And when her climax is played, I deal a damage. Well, when she attacks and her climax is out, she deals a damage, gains 15 power. So basically, she becomes 11k beater. Well, 12k beater because her climax is +1k. So yeah. So those are all the boss monsters, and they have 4 of each of the climaxes. So each of them are salvaging. So they each allow me to just basically get what I need. So yeah, this is basically my Grippy deck. Deck works pretty well. There are a couple things I've seen where it just gets demolished by. Cough cough Kantai, because Kantai is like stupid. That's just ridiculous against this. He's like, hey look, we're anti-salvage. And then it's like, yeah, I can't do much. Well, it reduces the amount of plays you can do. So yeah, that is my Grippy Angel Beats deck. Thank you all for watching and have a wonderful day.